Hey guys, Ponce here, and today I thought I'd just do a brief follow-up on that the Jarvan EQ combo tips thing I did yesterday, that video I made. I got a question basically that was kind of asking if I run into mana problems with Jarvan. The person was asking specifically in the context of Wukong for himself because he was running into mana problems or something. And the answer to that is, well, I don't run into mana problems, and there's several reasons for that. First off, I put actually 2 points into utility for the mana regen. That seems to be like just enough to keep me at the level where I'm harassing effectively. And secondly, well, I harass effectively, and that's largely through efficient use of the Q and use of the passive. So Jarvan actually is a really, really strong level 1 through 2. I try and abuse that. One of the things that I think a lot of people don't realize is that Jarvan has one of the longest melee auto attack ranges in the game. And basically you can kind of go up. It's not back up, but see, I can still harass him a little bit there. Another thing I like to do is, so basically I'll hit him with the Q, which doesn't attack them or aggro the minions. I just hit him once back off while he's debuffed from it. If he tried to challenge me, depending on how the minion wave is, you know, I may or may not. So Q and then hit him with my passive while he's shredded. If I really wanted to, I could have chased that bot down and killed it, but you know, that's not the point of this video. In fact, he's going to stick around. Go behind him. May as well kill him here. They'll give me some more time to talk about what I want to. So he's dead there. But yeah, basically, if you're using your Q really effectively and never missing with it, and using it at opportune times, you can follow it up with extra auto attack harass, and sort of using the extra range on your auto attacks. There'll be times, I mean, it's not going to happen that often, but you can basically kind of use minions to basically sort of creep block almost the enemy, and while they're trying to busy doing something, you're just barely out of their auto attack range. Get it off on them. If they're not paying attention, you just back right off and they get stuck on creeps and stuff like that. And it's a lot of free damage, basically. Now, you don't have to actually count out how long you're passive, because Jarvan's passive only goes up once every 6 seconds. So, I mean, obviously you don't need to sit there counting it, but you'll get, you know, if you do it long enough, you get used to it and like, okay, my passive's back up. Like, I know for a fact it's back up, so I can hit him with it there. Yeah. So in this way, I don't run out of mana. And see, since I queued him there weren't that many minions. But of course, spells don't gather minion aggro. Now there comes a point when really tanky champions top lane, the harass becomes a little less ineffective. This is especially true when they start stacking tons of armor. Usually it's probably actually around about this stage, about level 4 through 6-ish. It's a bit hard to harass them out of lane. This is easy because, you know, bots aren't spec to be particularly tough. But what I do then is, especially in Season 4 now, people have become really predictable what they do. They take super, super tanky champions top lane. They've runed and mastered it out to be pure tank. They're tank masteries, they're tank runes. And then they buy tank items, like they'll start a chain vest or something, you know, after the Doran shield or whatever. When they start doing this, I'm just like, okay, I'm going to buy a Last Whisper first item, and combine with Jarvan's Shred on the Q, the fact that I take Armor Pen runes means that, you know, combined with the Last Whisper, they're largely not doing, like, the items they just bought aren't doing anything. Another thing I should note is I'm, full, aside from, well, I count pen as basically armor penetration as an offensive rune. And aside from that, I'm 21-9 in the offensive tree. So basically I'm kind of maximizing my mana every time I do an attack because it's going to be doing more damage. It's a very particular playstyle. It's not going to work for everyone. I think it's personally the best way to carry yourself out of, you know, whatever elo range you don't belong into. You go full offensive and just, you know, beat the crap out of whoever and carry the game really hard. If you're at the elo range you truly belong at, that's when, you know, going pure tank becomes a lot more of a viable option to me. I think a lot of people fall into the trap thinking that, you know, if they're playing a tanky champion, they have to play it tanky all the time. You know, no, tanky champions are very hard to carry games with when your team is not winning. Tanky champions are great if you're doing either even or you're already winning. But yeah, that's all I have to say on that. It's basically sort of, I personally don't have mana issues with Jarvan because of the very slight mana regen I have, which is enough to sort of keep up the harass. Effective use of his passive. People should not forget about Jarvan's passive. It's sort of a very good thing, and I'm going to kill him here for the hell of it. It's really useful when combined with his auto attack range, and you basically are trying to establish dominance with his Q and auto attack right at level 1 if you can. You can't always, but it sets up, if you can get a large life lead right at level 1, it makes, if not outright killing the guy at level 2 when you get your EQ combo, being able to do so much damage to the enemy right at, you know, the level 2 point that he's kind of forced to back off. And once you force someone to back off and establish lane dominance, top lane specifically, that's not the end of the lane, but it's a huge, huge advantage. I mean, barring something weird, you're going to win that lane. Like a jungle gank, or, you know, that you're not expecting or something. Yeah, that's all we have to say on the matter for now, before I start rambling on too much. There's a lot of other things I could in theory say, but it's going to get a bit off topic. I'm going to try and keep this as simple as possible. So yeah, this is Ponce. I will see you guys around. Thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this little tips video. Goodbye.